Nice!
Yeah! 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 Yeah!
Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Thebait. We're gonna shift gears a little bit today.
Yes.
After the Oscars, we have this massive move from Netflix, dumping a crap load of trailers, teasers, and they just moved aggressively in the last 2 days. Most of them great teasers.
We've covered a couple of upcoming Netflix projects, you know, The Discovery, Sandy Wexler, which on whatever, we won't go on about that. The fact that there's so much diversity in this huge launch of trailers, or teasers rather, documentary, fantasy, horror, whatever, this is the first time I think Netflix has done this.
The first hint of that was during the Oscar ceremony for Bright.
$90 million.
$90 million. Yes, that is right.
From all of these teasers that we've seen, there isn't a large amount given, but there's enough for us to raise an eyebrow. With Bright, it's Will Smith, and there's weird, like, orc-looking things in a present-day sort of society with cops. Check it out on IMDb. Bright. It is sort of such a sideways, unique kind of story.
Yep.
Because I'm like, oh, Will Smith's in a new movie, and it's on Netflix. It's an original? Okay, I gotta check this out. So I went on IMDb, checked it out, and I'm like, okay. To go on, as you were saying, like, raising the bar, having Will Smith and this budget tied to Netflix for a Netflix original, who knows
what's coming?
What can come next?
Yes.
And if this is successful and it works,
I'm assuming this doesn't end well.
It always sort of felt like, okay, Netflix still here compared to what Hollywood can do. And now it feels like Netflix is like, okay, here we go. Let's go for the big leap and offer you originals almost at the same level as you would get from blockbusters. I see this as a very significant point in this whole career that Netflix has been tracing for the past couple of years. So I think this is something that we should all remember about. And I want to do a shout out here for how good of a job they've been doing on creating teasers. Even though you might not be completely hooked, you can agree that it's really well done. One of the good examples that we have there, which is Glow, that we don't necessarily 100% know what it's about, but it's well done. It's nice. They play with the beat. They play with mystery. They don't give up too much.
I'm gonna take a stab in the dark here. I think that it's about women wrestling.
Well, I mean, that is the obvious part.
Duh!
Following what we always talked about here in this channel, about the trailers and about their effect and what they actually mean in the film business, having these short little bits, it sort of like announces a new style of like, I'm gonna just give you a little bit instead of dropping 2-3 trailers that gives basically the entire plot.
I like that a lot, actually. And I think that, because for example, everybody, or at least the majority of the populace, has Netflix. And everybody also uses YouTube. If you have an Apple box, an Android box, or whatever you have YouTube and Netflix on the same product.
Really close there.
We don't need 3 trailers. We don't need 2. We just need 1 teaser, and it's gonna be released in a month. Rather than next year comes a trailer,
exactly.
whatever, right?
That is true. Most of the content announced in the past 2 days is announced to March. It's coming right now. If you think about it, they got you pumped up, or at least curious, not to necessarily see the next trailer, but to see the whole thing. I'm not gonna watch another trailer. I already, I already know enough what I want.
Not enough
let's
time.
see what this is about.
So basically, April and May don't plan to do anything except for stream Netflix, basically.
I just think that they're like really good content. If you look at the quality, the production value, and the quality on Bright, it's a really well done trailer. I think that there's like all the elements are there. You have Mindhunter, which it was probably one of my personal favorites. I think it was very creative how they played it because they don't use the visuals as their main thing.
I think it's a Rorschach painting.
Rorschach,
but dipped in blood instead.
Exactly, and you're stuck looking at that and figures sort of assembling in front of you, and you're just listening to the conversation and the audio. And it was very creative. Like, it was different and unusual to what we normally see. Very good content, really. They're widening their range.
I think that's what this move is for. Like I said, the diversity of everything that's in there, right? There's even a documentary.
Yes.
5 Came Back.
Very good documentary, by the way.
Which looks to be very good. It talks about the 5 directors that went to World War II, I believe.
Yes.
And filmed the actual war. And went back and actually directed films in Hollywood.
And the cool thing is they brought 5 other directors to tell that story.
Ones that our generation would be more familiar with.
Yes.
Even The White Helmets, which won Best Documentary Short Subject on Sunday.
Exactly. And it dropped right, I mean, at least, I don't know if it was there before, but at least it got into the main page the day after. Let's sidestep.
Okay.
If you don't watch Netflix right now, I truly recommend you do. Mostly because I think Netflix right now is one of the main outlets of contemporary content. A lot of the great productions are going there, and that says a lot. I have a feeling a lot of the world that we're seeing right now, media-wise, is going to change drastically with what Netflix is starting to do right now.
Definitely. I think Hollywood's starting to get the hint.
It just represents this new age, this new era of I'm gonna watch this content anywhere I am, anywhere in the world, you know, and now we can even download that content. That you can literally download the movie or the show so you don't have to stream it. Look how far they're going.
Netflix is on fire. You know what? We're gonna make that the title of this video.
Officially, Netflix is on fire.
There you go. They are on fire with passion and drive, and they are on top of the world right now, and they should stay that way, in my opinion.
Yeah, and if you want to take a look at all the trailers, go on their page on YouTube. Our personal favorites, I think, it's Mindhunter, 13 Reasons, Glow is really good. The 5 came back for sure, and Bright, I think those are the ones that stand out.
Yeah, they'll be linked at the bottom of this video here.
Don't forget to hit that like button right there. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to share in your social media. And that little bell right there, don't leave that hanging. Come on, give a click. Because every time we post new videos, you're going to get notifications on your email on your phone.
In this huge explosion of Netflix content, if there was any teasers or trailers that came out that we might have missed, let us know. We're always happy to talk about it.
Yes.
But until then,
see you next time. Productions that present them. So if you haven't, just go on YouTube's Netflix. Wrong order.
even The White Helmet, which won the me. The documentary.